Welcome to Hong Kong Brief. The content of the briefing includes Greek TV programmers owe an apology. Taiwanese-mainland Chinese duo lift Hong Kong Tennis Open doubles title. Israeli missions in China step up security after weekend curfew for Beijing staff. Hong Kong Urban Renewal Authority feels property slump pinch but continues sales. Why Hong Kong emigrants are worried about arrests over early MPF withdrawals. Greek TV programmers owe an apology. The Sydney Morning Herald. The writer reports that while on holiday in Greece, they watched the movie Bohemian Rhapsody, which was filled with ad breaks. The longest sequence of ads was 46 in a row. The writer wonders if this is a record. In other news, the writer shares a misheard lyric from the song There's a Kind of Hush by Herman's Hermits. The writer also mentions a music and gift shop called Stairway to Kevin and shares a misheard lyric from the song Every Time You Go Away by Paul Young. The article also mentions the use of opal cards in Hong Kong and a humorous Halloween sign. Lastly, the writer humorously suggests that the Swans football team may be on vacation in Bali or touring with the Australian Ballet. Taiwanese-mainland Chinese duo lift Hong Kong Tennis Open doubles title. South China Morning Post. 19-year-old Taiwanese tennis player Cao Qiayi and her partner, mainland Chinese player Tang Qianhui, won the Prudential Hong Kong Tennis Open doubles title in a dramatic match against Oksana Kalashnikova and Alexandra Sasnovich. Cao, ranked 352nd in the world in doubles, said she had no idea she would be playing in the tournament until her mother told her she was in the draw. The Taiwanese player thanked her partner, opponents, sponsors, tournament director, and the Hong Kong Tennis Association, as well as her team and coach. Sasnovich praised the tournament as the best 250 tournament of the year, and said she hoped to return. Israeli missions in China step up security after weekend curfew for Beijing staff. South China Morning Post. Israeli missions in China have increased security measures following a stabbing incident in Beijing. An employee at the Israeli embassy was stabbed outside a supermarket on Friday afternoon. The embassy subsequently asked its staff to stay at home and requested that they receive approval from security personnel before leaving their homes. Israeli consulates in Shanghai and Hong Kong have also received similar instructions. Some Israelis in Beijing have been visited by local police, who told them that it was safe in the city. However, there are concerns over anti-Israel sentiment on Chinese social media. Hong Kong Urban Renewal Authority feels property slump pinch but continues sales. South China Morning Post. The latest starter home development in Hong Kong has been oversubscribed 7.7 times, indicating a slump in property prices. The 260 starter units in Hung Hom received 2,270 applications by Saturday, compared to an average of 20% of responses to previous projects. The Urban Renewal Authority, URA, expects the figure to increase further by the Wednesday deadline. Hong Kong's property market has weakened due to high interest rates and a large number of properties for sale, leading developers and lawmakers to appeal to the government to relax curbs. Why Hong Kong emigrants are worried about arrests over early MPF withdrawals. South China Morning Post. A total of 20 individuals, including an insurance agent, have been arrested by Hong Kong's anti-corruption agency for allegedly withdrawing their pensions early by using forged documents to claim they were leaving the city permanently. The insurance agent is believed to be the mastermind behind a syndicate that accepted bribes to help Mandatory Provident Fund (MPF) members withdraw their money by fabricating evidence of employment and residence in mainland China. The arrests have raised concerns among Hong Kong emigrants in the UK who may now face prosecution if they return to Hong Kong to visit. Talking about money was worse than being naked in public. Telegraph. Psychotherapist and author Philippa Perry discusses her attitude towards money in an interview with The Guardian. She attributes her frugal mindset to her parents' rationing mentality, despite them being reasonably affluent. Perry believes her father's obsession with the cost of everything and her family's refusal to discuss money openly influenced her own relationship with finances. She notes that she was left a large sum of money when her father passed away, but she still holds on to a thrifty outlook. Perry recalls her first job, working in her father's office at the age of 12, where she discovered wage discrepancies and realized her family's wealth. She was always good at budgeting and living within her means, and has never been in debt. Perry prefers to use her debit card instead of cash because she tends to lose money or forget about it. She also mentions that she owns multiple properties but chooses not to charge rent to those living in them because she doesn't need the money. When asked about her best and worst financial decisions, Perry reveals that she made a poor investment in the stock market in 2019, which resulted in a considerable loss. However, her best buy was a house in London that she purchased for £125,000, which is now worth between £2 million and £3 million. Perry's most extravagant purchase is first-class air travel because she finds it difficult to go back to economy after experiencing luxury. She also mentions that she loves gambling and has enjoyed playing in casinos. Poland's most important election since 1989 could shape ties with EU, Ukraine. South China Morning Post. Poland has begun voting in parliamentary elections, with the Nationalist Law and Justice, PiS, party expected to receive the most votes. However, it may struggle to build a governing coalition, giving a chance to the opposition led by former EU chief Donald Tusk. The elections are crucial for future ties with the European Union and neighboring Ukraine. PiS has vowed to press ahead with controversial reforms of the judiciary that the EU sees as undermining democracy. A PiS victory could also exacerbate tensions with the EU and Ukraine and worry campaigners concerned about the future of media freedoms, women's rights, and migrants' rights. Hong Kong's new green machine to take textile recycling capacity to new level. South China Morning Post. Hong Kong's Research Institute of Textiles and Apparel is scaling up its green machine to recycle textiles and clothes. The machine is capable of separating blended textiles into materials for new clothing and other industrial uses. The machine, launching in 2024, uses only heat, water, and citric acid to recycle garments and has a recovery rate of 97% for polyester fibers in 2 hours. The global fashion industry produces almost 20% of wastewater and 10% of carbon emissions globally. Swiss Re says falling COVID claims to boost earnings as China focus intensifies. South China Morning Post. Swiss Re, the world's second-largest reinsurer, has seen lower claims associated with COVID-19 health coverage as the death toll has declined. The company sees the fast-growing Greater Bay Area as an area to expand its presence. Swiss Re's CEO of life and health business, Paul Murray, said that the pandemic has made people more aware of the need for insurance protection in a post-COVID era. He also highlighted the strong demand for medical insurance from mainland Chinese visitors in Hong Kong, which is well placed to benefit from mainland wealth. Ticket resale prices for Yo-Yo Ma concert in Hong Kong hit altissimo range. South China Morning Post. Demand for tickets to a performance by cellist Yo-Yo Ma in Hong Kong next month has become so intense they are selling for 17,000 Hong Kong dollars, $2,170 each on the secondary market. However, less well-off fans still have a chance to hear the virtuoso play at another concert when tickets go on sale later this week. Chinese e-commerce platform tells retailers to ditch Tibet for Zizing. South China Morning Post. Chinese e-commerce platform Weidian has instructed its merchants to replace Tibet with Zizing in product translations. The move follows a preference expressed by Beijing for the Chinese pinyin version of the Southwest region's name. Weidian warned merchants that their products would be removed if they displayed the word Tibet. The announcement follows earlier calls by Chinese academics and state administrations to ditch the term Tibet in order to give China an edge in the global discourse about the region. Car dealer Inchcape aims to hit 100% EV goal before Hong Kong's 2035 deadline. South China Morning Post. Car distributor Inchcape Group is aiming to generate 50% of its Hong Kong sales from electric vehicles, EVs, and hybrids by 2026, as part of its ambition to capture a quarter of the city's passenger car market by the end of the decade. The company currently accounts for around 17% of the new passenger car market in Hong Kong. Harbour City, K11 Musea among Hong Kong's most Instagrammable malls. South China Morning Post. Social media is playing an increasingly important role in driving retail sales in Asia-Pacific, with analysts predicting that social e-commerce will generate retail sales of $312.55 billion in the region by 2026. Hong Kong's retail industry is using social media platforms to engage with customers and increase footfall, with shopping malls creating events and photo spots specifically designed to be shared on social media. Harbour City, with its view of Victoria Harbour, has the most Instagram posts and hashtags among Hong Kong's malls, while K11 Musea and D2 Place are also popular. China's slowdown casts pall over Xi's Yangtze Delta project. Bloomberg. China's plans to transform the Yangtze River Delta into a major economic powerhouse are being impacted by the country's economic slowdown and tensions with the U.S. The project, which aims to create a Silicon Valley of the East, includes the expansion of a high-speed rail network and the construction of an artificial canal town. However, the region is struggling to attract foreign capital and talent, and U.S. companies are looking to diversify their supply chains and reduce their exposure to China. Additionally, local governments in the region are competing with each other, leading to inefficient spending and a lack of coordination. Despite these challenges, officials remain optimistic that the project will succeed and serve as a blueprint for China's shift towards more sustainable and high-quality development. The economic slowdown and tensions with the U.S. are impacting China's plans to transform the Yangtze River Delta into a major economic powerhouse. The project, which aims to create a Silicon Valley of the East, includes the expansion of a high-speed rail network and the construction of an artificial canal town. However, the region is struggling to attract foreign capital and talent, and U.S. companies are looking to diversify their supply chains and reduce their exposure to China. Additionally, local governments in the region are competing with each other, leading to inefficient spending and a lack of coordination. Despite these challenges, officials remain optimistic that the project will succeed and serve as a blueprint for China's shift towards more sustainable and high-quality development. The project to transform the Yangtze River Delta into a major economic powerhouse is facing challenges due to China's economic slowdown and tensions with the U.S. The region is struggling to attract foreign capital and talent, and U.S. companies are looking to reduce their exposure to China. Additionally, local governments in the region are competing with each other, leading to inefficient spending and a lack of coordination. However, officials remain optimistic that the project will succeed and serve as a blueprint for China's shift towards more sustainable and high-quality development. They hope that the project will encourage more efficient investment and free trade among the provinces in the region, as well as cooperation and integration. Despite the challenges, they are determined to make progress and create a model for China's future development. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6do Brief via email.